so before this video starts, I'd like to make an announcement. I am going to be attending with the boys DMAXX250 at Santa Pod with DMO and all the rest of them. I thought I'd announce that now because over the next coming 5 weeks before DMAXX, we're going to be getting the Swift Sport ready to take it down there. I thought I'd throw that out there. That's going to be in the next video after this. But for today, we are in the GLS, the daily that we all know and love. That we don't really know though, because I've only made 3 videos on it and I've not made a video on it in about 5 months. So here you go, here's an update with it. I have done, oh yes, Morris Minor, I've done about 9,000 miles in this thing now, and I can honestly say this thing has never ever skipped a beat in that entire time. The wheels are still on, it's still blue, and I'm just gonna go through with you what I'm going to be doing with it this year today. I'll be honest with you, I'm bored of this blue now. It doesn't look the best, it's a bit of a bland colour. It's a nice colour, don't get me wrong, but I want that metallic flake. And you might be wondering where I've got that idea from. Recently, I managed to find the special aftermarket grille fees. It's not aftermarket, but it's like on the better spec ones. I've been looking for months and months, and I finally found one off a Subaru Justy that I got for 50 quid off this girl that was breaking one. So I was like, yeah, I have to do it. So now I'm thinking of changing the whole car's colour again so that it's green like the Subaru Justy. I'll put a picture of it up now with the grille and what I've got and stuff. But that's the first thing I'm thinking of doing come the summertime, because it's such a nicer colour to what this colour is, if you get what I mean. So it'll be taken right back to the primer and we're just going to start again. With that, the GTI spoiler, if you've seen on my Instagram, I bought a Swift GTI spoiler for this. I've painted it. It just needs to go on the car, and I thought there's no point in chucking it on until I decide what I'm doing with the colour. So that's where the hold up comes from with that. You'll also notice down here that there is no clock or radio. Reason being, I had an aftermarket head unit in there and it was causing so many problems. It turns out I bought a new flying lead and stuff for it, but the wiring behind that is broken somewhere along in the dash, so every time you go over a bump it turns off and on. So the whole dash needs to come out for that. So I'm running radioless at the moment, which is annoying for a daily, but it is what it is. I can deal with it. You'll have also noticed the ZC31 Sport gear shifter and steering wheel as well, minus these trims because they're currently off. I'm painting those white so it matches the wheels. I've lacquered them yesterday, so they should be dry enough today to put back on, so I'll do that and you'll see them on in the next GLS video, or just when I'm out and about driving, because I know I cut into videos whilst I'm driving this about. So yeah, that's that. Next thing, which is probably going to be pretty soon, the whole interior is going to come out of this, including the carpet, and I'm going to wet vax it all, because I won't lie to you, it's a mess in here. It is a daily bus van. I've been using it as a van, to be honest, like hauling parts and stuff. It needs a deep clean. It smells a bit like wet dog in here. Like, it's, the carpets need cleaning, they're a mess. Like, that's what's making it smell so sort of like, not damp, but it's just a bit musty in here, so it needs to be refreshened and stuff. I've got some air freshener at West 13, but it's not exactly doing the trick at the moment, so I'll be doing that. I'm making a video on solely that at some point soon. Now, I don't know if you saw this as well on my Instagram, I recently broke one of these for parts. It was a white one that was involved with a front end smash. I've got some spare parts off that to throw on this, like the pop out windows. I've got those because the ones on this, there's a really big deep scratch on that one, so I want them to look perfect, and they'll be coming off anyway for the respray, and I'll probably end up keeping these for spares. Got some new wing mirrors, because if you remember back in the day, I had to CT1 that together, which is some really strong silicone stuff, to make it stick, because it was falling off. It got ripped off in the car wash, unfortunately. I don't know how that happened, but someone badly glued it back together in the past, so I managed to get myself a working set of these wing mirrors off the breaker. I've also got a new interior view rear mirror off the breaker as well, because mine had a load of peel on the inside where the mirror starts peeling away, the plastic sort of film that they use. So I've got one that's got a lot less peel on. I just need to find the strength of thought to put it back on the mounting point, not this one, the actual mirror itself, because the ball that is on the bracket that holds it is just enormous and it doesn't actually fit in, so I need to find a way to do that as well. So there's a few things I've got for the GLS, there's a few ideas that I've got as well. Now, it will be a service time at some point soon for this, because I haven't serviced it since I've bought it, but I've checked the oil, it's still golden brown. We've got no paperwork with this, and I have no idea when it was last done. So I'm very impressed with this thing, actually. it's a really good car. It's an original example. It's never been welded. I know quite a lot of these have been welded. Ones that I've seen on Facebook for more than what I paid for this have been welded, and they're on the same miles and they're not as in good condition. So I did get quite a good steal with this thing, to be fair. But yeah, that's just a few ideas I've got for the daily bus. What will I be doing first? Interior and then paint work, because obviously I've not done the door shuts or anything like that because I was lazy and it was in November. So I'll be doing the door shuts on it first, and then I will be doing the rest of the exterior of the car. But I'm thinking of also stripping the rear interior out, because it's kind of pointless having the rear interior in with what I'm going to go for. I want to eventually, over time, this is like end of the summer, what I want to do with this, get some strut braces for the front and back and get it ready, lowered potentially as well, and possibly get this thing ready for an engine swap. This is the final idea I've got for this video, and I'd just like to get some ideas on what you lot think I should do. I'm thinking of putting in a Swift Sport M16 out of the 31s, the older one. So it's got the forged pistons from the factory, and it's a milled block, not a cast block like the white Swift Sport is, like mine. The older ones are milled, which means they're stronger, basically. I think that's what it is anyway. So that's what I'm thinking of doing. But there's nothing wrong with the little 1 litre in this. Like, it sounds good and it's reliable, but I want this to be a bit of a pocket rocket, because it's not going to be the daily forever. I'm not doing mega miles in it anymore, and when I don't need it for a daily completely, that's when I'm thinking of doing it. Whether it be this year or next year, possibly next, that's when I'd think about doing it. Get an engine out of a breaker, get it in this, and it will be an absolute weapon then, this thing. Very nice. It's just a cool idea that I have. If it's not financially feasible, I might not do it, but it's also something that I might do myself and use it as a learning process, or just buy a scrap car and pull the engine and put it back in just to get a taster of what it's like. I'm willing to do it because it's a cool idea and I don't think it's been done before, and I like doing stuff that's not been done before where possible. Other than basic maintenance, there's not really much else to sort of say about this. Hang on, let me try and make that exhaust sound again. Yeah, you can hear that rattling in the back. Not sure if I've explained that in another video, but basically what I did was I went down a really high curb stupidly and basically knocked the exhaust off the hanger, and all the rubber's split and stuff, so it is actually on. It's just making a horrendous rattling sound on idle sometimes. So I'm probably going to get a cheaper exhaust system to sort that, or potentially get a custom made one. I'm not too sure yet how it's all going to pan out, but that's the idea anyway. Jesus, them potholes are bad. And I also need a new shocker at some point on the rears, because they've started knocking a little bit and it's a little bit firmer, nothing crazy. But yeah, I think I've covered everything that is up for it, mods wise, maintenance wise, and just different ideas in this video. Sorry I've not uploaded in 3 weeks. I have had absolute hell with a few cars that we've had in for sale. That's it for now. I'd like to thank you for watching. Stay tuned for some DMAXX250 preparation content over the next 4 weeks. There's going to be at least 4 videos with the Sport on what we're going to do to it. First one's going to be plans, second one we're going to be carrying out the stuff, the repairs, the mods, you name it, we're going to do it. We're going to try and just do as much as we can in the time before DMAXX, because like I said, there's only 5 weeks, so we've got a lot of prep to do in that time, and I've got a lot of work to do in that time as well, so we're just going to see how far it goes. But anyway, more of that in the next video. Cheers for watching, take care, see you soon.